Hello, you lovely, lovely people. Sun is shining, as you can see. Lovely day, lovely day. Oh, nearly fell down a hole then, which wouldn't have made it so lovely. Uh, Today I want to talk about, not about in-laws and not about the bad things, about the wanting, but the good things about being here for me. And I'm sure many of you people can relate to it. And if you're thinking about coming, maybe it's food for thought. I think, the older you get, money becomes less of a priority. And I don't mean to have none of it, but just to sacrifice a little bit of earning to be in a beautiful place like this. Not just where I am here, but I mean, you could be beach life, which I love the beach as well. And the reason why I think so many people do like the Philippines, expats, is because, yes, there is a bureaucracy here. And, once you want to go and get something like a driving license renewal or something like that, a conversion, it is a bit of a waiting game. But nevertheless, you get it done. But how often do you have to do those things? Well, for a driving license here now, it's once every 10 years. So you haven't got to do that anymore for 10 years. Visas, I don't know anymore because I'm on the 13A, but I know when I used to get my tourist visa, it was very simple, very quick, very simple. No dramas, straight in, straight out, pay your money. Bob's your uncle. You got it. And I believe the Philippines has the most relaxed visa process in Southeast Asia. It could be in the world, I really don't know, but it's so easy. And in case you don't know, if you're from certain countries, you can stay for 3 years before you have to leave. And if you aren't from them certain countries, you can stay for 2 years, then you've got to leave. But I think you can come back and reset it. But from what I've been told, it's become a little bit more questionable. Like, why don't you convert your visa to 13A or perhaps like a retirement visa if you're staying for that long? So there's that, And also, I love the way of life here. I truly do. It's so relaxed. It suits me down to the ground because I'm getting quite to be, or I'm a lazy person these days. I don't like to do too much. And I mean, I'm nowhere, I've got 10 years off, 10 or 11 years off of their retirement age yet. So no pension. So I'm lucky enough where I can do something where I can earn a little bit of money, which supports our way of life here. And to be honest, guys, there is more to the Philippines than just the Carabao. There is more here than just the life on the beaches. Yeah, I do love the beach, I really do. But getting to know the real Philippines, that's Rambo there, just come out of the forest. It's alright, he's a friend of mine. Not Rambo, Thibaut. I like to get to know the real Philippines, the local people. And the food isn't all bad, depending where you go. There's some really good restaurants in the city. Really, really good restaurants in the city. Also, people, I don't know if you know this, but it might be worth me mentioning something about it. But there was something that I read on the immigration website, or it was on some website to do with immigration, whereas they are going to start checking criminal records from your home country. So, I mean, if you haven't got a criminal record, or it's not, I mean, I don't know what a bad criminal record would, consist of. I mean, driving convictions, I wouldn't think that would consist of anything. But I mean, with the more serious offences, they're going to start checking. So, Even if you have got your 13A or you have got your retirement, they can still check. And they are going to start doing it, apparently. Don't quote me on that, okay? It's just what I've been reading, and I've taken a little bit of that information, and it seems to be about right, actually. So, I mean, if you've got a criminal record and you come into the Philippines, it could be best to actually, maybe before you come, maybe go to your the Philippine embassy or the consulate and maybe just ask them. Because the last thing you want is getting here and you go through the immigration after that long flight, if you're coming from England especially, or the States, and they refuse your entry. You don't want that. But it's not just when you're coming into the Philippines. Apparently they're going to start checking people like me, people with the visas that are already here. I don't know what would it consist of. I don't know if they're just going to go like systematically through their database, or if you perhaps get like a red flag here, maybe you might cause a bit of trouble in the barangay, or you might have a fight somewhere, or you might be causing up a little bit of trouble. It might give them reason to actually check up your background. So that's another thing. It's just worth considering. Okay. But if there's, you haven't got a criminal record, no problem. People, when someone asks me, or many people ask me, when are you going back to the UK? Well, I haven't thought about it. It doesn't really go through my mind because there's nothing for me there. I think all of my life is here, especially my son being here. And my son is a daddy's boy. And many of you people that have been seeing my previous videos, you've seen my son. He's always all over me. That's why when I have to do these videos, I have to pick the time when my wife's took him out, because he will be here. And he will be holding onto my leg, and he'll be taking me in these, the bush, looking for mushrooms and all kinds of stuff. So I have to pick my times when he's not around. Otherwise, it's hard to do a video with him because he's yabba, yabba, yabba all the time. But it is a beautiful place, people, honestly. All the bad things aside, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I'd probably end up dying here. Maybe because of bad medical care or something like that. I don't know. No, jokes aside. I sincerely hope not. But yeah, I'll probably end up dying here of natural causes, hopefully, but not for a long time yet. Because, the thought of going back to the UK, it just doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. All of that rubbish that's going on there at the moment, the bureaucracy, the politics, and all to do with immigration and things like this. I don't want to be any part of that, And here, there's much more to do. I don't mean in this little province, because as I said before, 8 o'clock this place dies. But my boat is only 3/4 of an hour away, something like that, riding on my bike. There's a beautiful beach over there. Beautiful beaches all around here. Either way, I mean, I'm closer to Dipolog. I'm only 25 minutes from Dipolog Beach. I'm only 45 minutes or so from where my boat is on this side. And the reason my boat is on that side rather than Dipolog is because the fishing is better over there. There's more coral and more reefs. So it's just better fishing. I could put it in Dipolog, but I don't want to do that. Because I'd have to go really far out in Dipolog because it's all sand. Over in Sawang, there's all coral and reef, and there's more fish. You get the rocks and the structures, you generally get more fish. But even if you didn't have a hobby here, you still find things to do. I mean, there's some beautiful places to go here, literally some beautiful places. I don't know how you can be bored here. I don't, really. After 8 years of being here, I'm still just as excited these days as I was when I first come. But I'm more excited now because I live here and I'm settled. I think that will probably be the greatest challenge that you had if you come in here to live, is when that novelty or the tourist bubble burst. Then you might find a little bit more challenging to actually stay and live here, because the novelty has worn off of meeting your girl, or I've gone to some beautiful beaches. So you've got to find your place. You've got to find your place here. Not necessarily where you're living, but just find your place where you're happy in yourself. Alcohol is really cheap here, really, if you like drinking. Me, I like drinking a little bit sometimes, not all the time. I'm not really a drinker. Or when I do drink, I don't drink many. So I'm a cheap night out. I've always been a cheap night out. But guys, listen, this is many of my, people, many of my watchers or followers, they sometimes think that I'm talking bad of the place when I'm not really. I'm just talking about situations, in-laws and family. But I'm not talking bad of the place. In fact, I big up the place, but you've got to think it's not a paradise place for you all the time, because it is challenging. But anywhere is challenging. Even living in your own country is challenging, probably much more challenging than this place will ever be. But that's just people. Everyone's different in every way. One man's meat is another man's poison, isn't it? What floats somebody's boat, it might sink someone else's boat. But for me, I'm very simple. I've lived that life in the West, that competitive life in the West, and kind of struggling sometimes in the West. I did, and not really liking it in the West. Yes, I'm still patriotic to my country, but I'm not that patriotic. Whereas if I was young enough, would I fight for my country? Probably not, because I've seen some of the war heroes, from the Falklands, and from the Brits when they went to Iraq and all that, and then when they come back and they're on the streets and the government don't care. They don't care about all this post-traumatic stress syndrome that some of these military get. It's terrible. The British government don't take care of the people who was taking care of the country. So yes, I'm patriotic, but I wouldn't fight for my country if I was young enough and able to do it. No, I'd be one of these people who was shot in the back running away. That would be me. So yeah, I'm going back home now. My boy there, I don't think he is, but I'm gonna go back home. And this was a little farm here, look, that we was doing. Little farm, it's like an allotment really, but now all the vegetables are gone and it's overgrowing, but it just needs digging over again. There's the man you saw walking past, Rambo, with a carabao. We normally get him to plough it, but we haven't done it. I think it's because I was doing the house, trying to get the house to some readiness. So this was by the wayside. But it'll get done again. There's no rush. And that's another thing about being in the Philippines. There's no rush. Slowly, slowly. Because there's no one in competition with you like there is in the West. No one's in competition. Oh, here he is. Hello, sir. I told you, didn't I? Look. Here he comes, look. You see what I mean? I'm not joking, look, see? And Jackie. This is the son of the... hello people. Oh, you got your dad gun. So, hello people.
Hello, people.
You got your gun. Where did you go?
Hello there, Mama.
Come on then, let's go. Thanks people for watching the video, and I said if my little boy knows I'm here, he'll straight to me. So take good care people. Whatever you're doing, God bless you, and good health. Bye bye.